What's up, Schmoedown fans? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm former Star Wars champion Andrew Dimalanta.
And I'm Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta.
Another week in the books.
Another week, another dollar.
But this week is very special because...
It's celebration week.
Celebration week, my dudes and dudettes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Crazy. Oh my God.
See a bunch of you folks out there. And we just went through this debacle of trying to get multiple people into multiple groups for the lottery.
We could have planned that better.
We could have done that better because there's a couple of people who are like, oh yeah, that's cool. We can get double our chances. And then we figured out, oh no, you can't be in multiple groups, idiots. It's like, darn.
Man, why did they think about that?
Yeah.
Man, that was so smart of them to think ahead to make us not be able to get an unfair advantage.
That's exactly what I said to one of my friends. I was like, yeah, I guess they just didn't want us doubling up. You can't blame us for trying, but...
Well, because then everybody would just there would be...
Billions of groups, yeah.
Exactly. There would just be big Reddit groups or Facebook groups of people like, here's my group ID, everybody friggin' join, you know? So... It's almost like they thought about it.
It sucks too because there's a couple of people that they're like, hey, let's join my group, and then it's like, okay, cool. Why isn't it working? Oh,
because I'm dumb.
Because I'm dumb. I already created my own group, and you can't.
Right. Funny how.
So now our chances are as little as they always been to get into these panels. Oh,
you know what? That's okay. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah. Like we said, it's not like we've ever gotten to these big panels, but just seeing people is really why we're going.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, right over there?
This is such a weird tangle. How do you even... Oh, is it one of those?
I don't know. It's great airtime.
I like figuring things like that out, but I was... Oh, wow.
Got you, baby girl.
Good for you. Wow.
Mr. Fix-It.
Mr. Fix-It Daddy over here. Thank you.
Sorry, quick change. I think we talked about this before, where it's like, all
the different kind of daddies you are.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm like, hey, there's something, because Andrew's very particular the way he hangs things on the wall, for example, frames and whatever. Mm-hmm. So I don't even try, because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to be like, that looks good. I'm not busting out a ruler. Who's got time?
This guy's got time.
Maybe I'll bust out a level.
Yeah.
But I'm not measuring. He'll
laser.
He'll
I have a laser level.
On beautiful mind, writing equations in pencil on the wall.
Yeah. Marking the walls and I've got several tricks. What is it? The painter's tape trick. I just recently learned one I think it was from Try Guys or something, where they actually trace the frame and then cut it out on paper and then place
something like that.
So it's so you don't have to waste all this time. So you get a general idea of what you like, and it's all right, then you start doing the beautiful mind mapping everything.
So yeah, if there's something we got to hang, and I'm like, hey babe, can you hang this up? Or there's something that I know that you're the one that's going to do that task and it's not going to be me. Whenever he does those things, it's like, oh, initiative daddy. He's taking initiative and he's getting it done, and I love it. And what are some of the other ones? There's really
breakfast daddy.
Oh yeah, making breakfast, making eggs and bacon is breakfast daddy to the rescue. I don't know how it started.
Mr. Fix-It daddy. I don't know how it started.
I don't know how it
Daddy's
started.
a state of mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Oh, Pedro.
Anyways, Friday Night Titans.
Making my heart skip a beat, Pedro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but yes, we did want to go.
Speaking of Star
Wars, do you want to do a reversal? We'll talk about it last because.
I say we talk about it first.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about it first.
Since we're not talking about it in great detail like the other ones.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll gloss over again. So we're not going to be going beat by beat like we do with the other matches because we're behind the Patreon wall. So we want to encourage everybody to go support the Schmoedown through the Patreon and get these awesome matches.
Experience it for yourself.
So, but again, we will be spoiling the outcome.
Yes.
But I would, like we always said all the time, you might know the outcome, but you might not know the full story. It's better to know the full story rather than just oh yeah, this person won.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, yeah, we've talked about that many a time. Even if I know the outcome of a match, that would never deter me from watching the match. Yeah. I'm always going to watch it because sometimes, like we've said a billion times, there have been plenty of matches that we knew, big matches that we knew the outcomes of, but I was still nervous watching it.
Yeah. Or something big happens that nobody freaking mentions, Because I remember what the other 5150 was Shazam. They're like, oh, yeah, we won. It's like, oh, that's awesome. And, the score was 5150. They didn't tell me when into overtime.
Yeah.
So that was like, wait, what happened?
I was sweating. Even though I knew that they won.
Even though they knew that they won. And I was like, wait a minute, the math doesn't add up there. The only way they can go to 5150 is it goes into sudden death.
We didn't think that far in advance.
So,
but okay, so last week we got our every other week Star Wars match, and it was the surprise
Adam Witt
edition, I guess. Not really, but the surprise Star Wars player of the fan favorites, the manager himself, Adam Witt,
which you knew this season. Yeah,
why not? And he was going up against. I was very surprised to see.
Yes, I was,
because at first I was like, What are we doing here? We got plenty of Star Wars competitors to choose from. I don't think there's not slim pickings.
Yeah, we don't need a whole lot of new talent. We got the pool is big enough to where we don't need it.
Right. So I was kind of surprised to see the name. It was Travis Fishburne.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. The current, I want to say, singles champ of the FCL. And I'm like, okay. I mean, he just had a very fantastic showing in the free for all.
Yeah, he did.
Although it wasn't Star Wars heavy, so I was like, okay. All right. But then
see what you got.
Bro shows up on camera in like a full, what was he wearing? It's like a clone trooper.
Scout trooper.
Oh, was it a scout trooper?
Yeah, it was a scout trooper, your least favorite of the troopers. But he had a black mohawk, like it's a biker trooper.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's a fun fan name that the people have given scout troopers as a biker.
Why not?
Biker scout trooper.
It was cute. It was fun. Yeah. And someone, oh, okay. Yeah, he seems to like Star Wars. Yeah. And he had plenty of like memorabilia behind him. Yeah. So, was it? It was kind of a like we said, if you haven't seen it and you plan to, or you don't want to know the outcome, please, mute us or whatever. It was admittedly a little bit of a rough match for Adam.
Yeah.
There was a couple of things that he missed that I think that maybe he either misheard, or maybe he was just playing very casual. And
I
don't know.
It was very out of uncharacteristic of Adam.
Given his last performance against Thomas.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa, what? So I don't know if prep time was because I think he said that he didn't have a whole lot of prep time for this match, because I think it might have been like a last second type of deal. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, he didn't seem fully prepared for this match.
Yeah.
And he missed several in the first.
Yeah.
I think he had a rough round two.
I believe he had at least two misses, and one of them I believe Travis stole. Travis
was very impressive.
There was a couple that he got that I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like
that's the kind of stuff that you would expect like title contending competitors to
like there was definitely one in the first round that he got right that I'm like, wow, good for you.
There was two in the first that I was very impressed with.
There was another one. I just can't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, there's one where I was like, yeah, we've had that in our notes. So it's like, oh man, so glad that they went there. But there's another one that's in my notes in a roundabout way. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's that. And I didn't, and Adam's like, I have no clue.
Yeah.
And Travis is like, yeah, there it is. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Good on you for that. Because that's not an easy answer.
No.
That one, I got it, but I was like, I had to think for a second. Like, wait. This person, that person. Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah. So
it took a while to get there.
Yeah.
But that's some kudos, because that's a deep cut.
Yeah. So. It was good. It was real good. I believe Travis had a good round too.
Yeah.
Like we said, Adam missed a couple, and I think like one got stolen or something like that.
I think Travis had to check down at least once I think.
Or something.
Yeah.
And then round 3, I don't remember exactly everything that happened in round 3, but yeah, Travis won this one.
Yeah, he came out on top, and but
tough for Witt.
Yeah, it was one of these where it was like, oh, we don't know where Travis's knowledge base is in Star Wars, but he, like we said, I was very impressed with the deep cuts that he got.
I was too, very much.
But then Adam is kind of like, God, just get him one win. Yeah, just get one win.
And I've seen somebody say that that's kind of what they thought was happening here.
Yeah,
like, let's bring in somebody who's like not a star. He's like a singles competitor. Blah blah blah. You know, dude was on his game.
Yeah,
he knew some stuff that I was like, whoa, good for you. For somebody,
not everybody knows those questions.
Yeah, like you clearly have devoted some time to look up some Star Wars
because
stuff.
those answers, those weren't like, hey, I watched the movie.
Right. Those were I've studied outside the movies.
Like
a couple of those answers.
Yeah, like I searched these out. I needed to find these ones.
Yeah.
So
I was pleasantly surprised and impressed with the way he performed. Yes, Travis did win. Tough for Adam. I don't know. I don't remember if he said, that he plans to continue or if he's like, no, maybe I'll just focus on managing. Man. I don't remember.
I think at this time, especially with the way Star Wars is right now, and he's got a couple heavy hitters on his faction that I think dedicate your time to help coaching those guys up, make sure they're on top of your game. You're only taking away time that from those parts of management if you're dedicating everything to Star Wars, because you can't let up on Star Wars, especially if you want to contend for the title.
I can't imagine doing what we do
and managing it,
and then having to worry about 4 or 5 other people, and like physically be present for their matches and help them prepare for their matches.
Yeah. No, that's a lot to ask. One
thing that we're gonna not spend too much time on, but there was actually 2 challenges in this match. There was one in round 1, and then Wit challenged something else.
Do we remember what it was? It was
it was in round 2. Maybe it'll come to us, but that wasn't the one we wanted to talk about.
I think the big one that I think I think at least at the very least I really want to touch on, because I've actually talked to certain crew members and staff members about this, and they're like, yeah, we know. Because I was talking to them like, hey, what was up? Like, you don't even have to. We already know what you're going to ask us about. We already know what you're going to ask. I'm like, okay. So it's just just give me my 2 cents.
So there was a question in round 1 where it was, and I'm not gonna like look up what the actual like word for word question was, but the gist of the question was in episode 9. Who was present when Leia passes? When Leia's body becomes one with the Force after Ben Solo died. Yeah. And it specifically mentioned her body disappearing when Ben Solo died.
Yeah, after,
And they both said R2. And they were both ruled incorrect because they were looking for Maz Kanata. Travis, if I'm not mistaken, challenged it.
Yeah.
I don't really think that there was any like big grandiose explanation for the challenge other than
I believe R2's there too.
I believe R2 was actually there.
Yeah.
And so they challenged it, they reviewed it, and they came back and they were like, yeah, we reviewed everything and R2 was in fact there. So we're going to give you guys the points and blah blah blah. And this is not us trying to smear the judges. This is not us trying to. This is just pointing out something that happened. Yeah. And it's a learning experience for all parties.
Yeah, all parties. Yeah.
However, R2 was not there.
Yeah, this ruling was not correct.
I think what happened is that people were thinking of when Leia initially died, when Rey and Kylo Ren were fighting.
Yeah, and when she stabs him. Spoiler
alert if you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker.
She stabs him.
And then she feels
Leia pass. And in fact, R2 is actually the only one in the room when Leia actually does die.
He's doing his like sad little beeps. It's so sad.
Yeah.
But when she first dies, yes, R2 is there. And you're right. I think he might be literally the only one there. However, the question asked for a point much later, not much later, but like definitely later in the movie, when Ben Solo dies after Force healing Rey.
Yeah.
Happens after the Battle of Exegol.
Yeah. Which
it's
like, because when we saw this, it was like, wait, what?
Are we losing our minds?
I'm like, no. R2, Maz Kanata is the only one in that room because everybody else, including R2, is in the Battle of Exegol.
Right.
All the way across the galaxy.
Like because as soon as this happened, we looked at each other like,
wait, what?
Because we both were like, Maz Kanata. Yeah. And then it happened and we're like, what? Immediately pulled out my phone, immediately pulled up Disney Plus, pulled up the scene.
Yeah.
And it's like a pretty close up shot of Maz and you see Leia's body disappear and the blanket, go down. And then I think quite literally either the scene before or the scene after is Poe saying to R2, I don't know, I don't think anybody's coming or something like that.
And so it's like...
It was something about his systems.
Oh, yes, when Palpatine's shooting the lightning up in the sky, which is not one of my favorite parts of the movie.
I don't mind.
But he does the lightning, like, my Overwatch ultimate.
My ultimate is press Q.
And like he's like R2, my systems are failing.
There you go,
As
that's
when all
the
the
one.
ships are falling out of the sky, it's like
So
yeah.
R2
So R2 is in fact
he was
with
on X-Wing.
Poe in Poe's X-wing because BB-8 is with Finn,
Yeah.
a part of the ground team, and R2 is Poe's astromech.
Yeah.
So he's nowhere near the resistance base.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the only one on the resistance base is Maz Kanata. So, and I get why they got confused because that's
it's
like
an easy thing to confuse.
Yeah.
Because there are almost like 2 Leia passings.
Yeah.
When she first died, when Kylo Ren got stabbed, spoilers, and then when her body became
Actually,
one with the Force.
Yeah, actually fades into the Force. Ben and Leia both fade at the same time.
Right.
So,
so it was just a good old fashioned like,
whoops.
oh, oops. The good thing is that
it's a good old fashioned
Yeah. The good thing was that it was a wash.
Yeah.
They both said R2 and it didn't affect anything.
Yeah. If they both got it wrong, if they both got it right, it was the outcome of the match still. That's what I like when something like this happens. We haven't had really a ruling or something like that totally affect the outcome of the match.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Been unless you're Atchity.
And then it's a self-report.
Yeah. It was in the hallway. I was in navigation.
I'm the imposter. You should definitely eject me.
Yeah, but I
Remember that game?
Yeah, I did talk to certain people, and like I said, they're like, we know Andrew.
We already are aware. It
But
was an honest mistake.
It was an honest mistake. What was I going with this? They said as much as they tried to get it done. It's like and they just an oopsie doo.
I believe that it was kind of like we figured it out, but by the time we
figured it out, it was too late,
and it didn't matter.
Yeah, and I think that was the point. They said like if it would have had more bearing on the match, then they would have gone back and maybe done something. But like since it was a wash, it really didn't. It was the first round, 1 point. So
if it had been significant, kind of almost reminiscent of last 2 years ago,
2 tournaments ago with
when Ace went against Josh Quevedo.
Yeah, if you watched it live.
If you watched it live on Twitch, the Kiadi Mundi situation, that actually was let's go back because that does actually affect how the game ends.
Yeah.
It went from just maybe like a normal win to an actual TKO.
Yeah. So they had to edit certain things out and fix it in post. And so it did actually end the way that it was supposed to end.
So had it been that kind of situation,
then
I'm sure that the right precautions would have been taken, but it didn't matter. It really didn't matter.
Yeah.
So, but we were just like, mistakes happen. But you know what? I think the silver lining is that it's always a learning experience.
Yeah. And that's much as because when we first experienced it, like, oh my God, this is gonna we had our concerns, but then when we talked to certain people, it's like, we're aware of it. It was a mistake. So
it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
And it also goes to show nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody from a competitor to a question writer to an announcer, we've all made mistakes.
Yeah.
And we should all be understanding and gracious of it.
Yeah.
As long as everything gets worked out.
Yeah. Yeah. It like we said, it didn't have too much bearing on the match. So it didn't matter if the ruling went one way or the other, because if they overruled it, they both don't get the points. if they upheld it like they did,
they both get the points.
They both get the points. So it was a wash. So nothing really bad happened. It was just when it happened in the moment, we're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, have I watched this movie before?
I just watched it.
I was like, that's why I had to pull it up and be like, let me just make sure that my head's on straight. But yeah, it happened.
Yeah,
but didn't affect it. Didn't affect too much. But that's the best kind of learning experience, is when nothing actually burned down because of it.
Yeah,
you can still learn from it, and nothing really happened.
I'm just happy that certain people are aware of it and they're like, yeah, we acknowledge that.
Yeah,
this happened, but thankfully, yada yada yada, like everything we just said. So
fun match. Adam's always a fun.
Yeah, I just feel bad. Like, come on, man, he hasn't won in any division.
I know.
So,
however, fun personality.
Yeah,
to watch. He's always just so upbeat and positive, even in the face of a loss.
Yeah.
And then we also got to experience Travis Fishburne in the Star Wars division.
It's a surprise, because like I said, it's like we really don't need a whole lot of new talent in this division with how little we're seeing it already.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're gonna try to bring new people in, then it's like then you're kind of like we don't really don't have enough matches for everybody anyways.
Yeah, especially with the reduction in matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who knows? I don't know. It was fun to see him.
Yeah.
It was surprising, impressive.
Mhm.
So I don't know if the dude plays IG, but if he does, and if he is competent in it, he could be like the first legitimate all 4 division threat in the Schmoedown.
Oh yeah, that's right. So if he debuts in other divisions,
I don't know if he plays IG. Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
But
So
if he can
get a singles win and a teams win, and then pop into IG just for 1 win, he'll be the first player to ever win in all 4 divisions.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's just shown that he can absolutely hang in Star Wars.
Mhm.
So that would be crazy.
Yeah.
We'll see if he pops up in regular Schmoedown. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And there's, there might be a tournament for Star Wars, so he's shown that he has a place in it. So it's like, ooh, who do you like? And who is anybody going to be like sharp enough? Like, hey, I need a Star Wars player on my squad,
right?
Or like, let me swap you out.
And he's a fun character, fun personality. Personality, also killer mustache. So he was a fun time to watch. A very pleasant surprise, and it would be fun to see him in the future.
You gonna wear that to Celebration, Travis?
Is he going to Celebration?
I don't know.
Talking like we know him, and like he's even gonna watch this.
But yeah, it was a good match. It's a surprising match, I should say, for many reasons.
Yeah. So
I'm just glad to see Star Wars matches. I don't know what the next one is, because like it's kind of like a hey, every other week. Don't know. We'll see.
So next, not this week, but the following week, we'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, it was a good match, and surprising for Travis to just come out blazing like whoa, because they had those 2 questions in the first, like whew.
Yeah.
Good on you for knowing that.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and go into last week's Titans.
Oh, okay. So we have an opening scene.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We have Mike, the killer, Kalinowski.
Yes. Yeah, you got it right.
Thank you. And it
3 times in a row.
It only took like 3 years.
Almost 4.
Mike and Shannon, they're talking, and he's saying, "Hey man, I'm nervous." And I think Shannon starts talking about Smets with the upcoming IG title match.
Oh yeah.
He goes, not about Smets.
No, not Kira. Not Kira.
Not about Smets, but about Bateman. About Benjamin, the boss Bateman. Says he doesn't trust him. And whatever's going on with Merle, whatever he's got going on with Merle, he doesn't trust it. Shannon's all, he shouldn't worry about him because he's better than that. He's smarter than that. And gosh darn it, people like him. And she said that she wanted him to promise her that he won't let them get in his head. Because that's what we saw Bateman say last time was, no, he's so easy to get into his head. I'm going to rattle him. And I got something in mind. And it looks like it's already kind of starting. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting because you usually don't see Mike show his cards.
Yeah, they're trying, especially with this the post match scenes. Like we were seeing Shannon sort of turn face. I wonder if they're trying to make Mike do the same. I can only imagine. So
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
but it's fun to see the other side to them. But it's interesting to see not that we've never seen a vulnerable Mike Kalinowski before.
Yeah,
but like, because we've seen him get emotional like post match interviews. But it's different to see like a cut scene where he's vulnerable. Like, I'm nervous. Yeah,
we never. It's usually that confident Mike, like, oh yeah, like cracking jokes. Oh, was this guy? No.
Yeah, and before big matches, like, didn't he have a big match with Chandra at one point? And he kind of just before those big matches, I feel like he kind of gets like quiet and stoic on social media, where he doesn't really join in the riff raff.
Yeah,
and he's just kind of like eyes on the prize kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting to see him be like, yes, I am nervous. And have Shannon have to kind of recenter him. So she said, promise me that you won't let them get in your head. Easier said than done sometimes. So we'll see what happens there. Then we happened upon Winston and Paul continuing to teach Adam how to dance. Adam Collins. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying that.
I am too.
I could on it, like, I know there's some things that happen where people are like, okay, this is getting kind of old.
Yeah.
I could watch dance lessons
with Adam Collins
for a substantial amount of time and probably not really get tired of it. As long as they do new different dances every time. Like make a series of Winston and Oyama teaching like TikTok dances or something. I think that would be a really fun saga to follow, you know? So yeah, that could go on for a while and I'll still be like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the stars walk in.
Yeah.
You know, all, what is it? All the Jets and the Sharks, you know, like a bunch of roaming
there's
gangs.
like 5 of them, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
They all come in, sunglasses and attitudes all over the place, you know? Actually, sunglasses, attitudes, and just Chandru.
Yeah, Chandru's just like
bebopping in how he do, you know? And Roxy, you know, they're exchanging words, not pleasantries, but they're exchanging words. At one point, Winston and Collins kind of, not Winston and Collins, Winston and Chandru kind of like, Winston said some stuff and Chandru was kind of like, and then.
then like, who is it? Winston gets all like, I don't want to, he gets all like, what, you want to say something, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what you want? It's like, oh.
I don't want Winston to be mad at me.
Yeah, no, me neither. It's like, oh.
And then Roxy offers a spot to Paul Oyama, ballsy.
Yeah.
Right in front of his current manager and everybody else. And he was like, yeah, no, I think I'm okay. Adam Collins kind of taunted Mr. Irwin, saying that, you know, they're not the swag of last year. They're the swag reboot. And then he like starts dancing again. Yeah. Good.
Love it.
Very good. Enjoy it. Enjoy it a lot. So yeah, just a lot of trash talking, you know, how they do. So we have our undercard. We have a teams match. We've got the Real Rejects, Greg Idris Elba.
I love it.
I actually just said Elba. Greg Idris Elba. And John the Mad Hatter Humphreys. One Humphrey. I think.
We always do that.
I think it's one Humphrey.
Yeah.
Versus the new team, Coast to Coast, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
I love this name.
Yeah,
I love this name.
It's a really fun name.
It's so catchy. It's very appropriate. I love this name.
Yes.
Sometimes there are names that like I'll hear it at first. It's like,
not my favorite.
Not my favorite, but then it grows on me. And then there are other ones like I will never like this name.
Yeah.
This one I immediately like, yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
I love this name.
And that of course is the new swag team. Flagship swag ship team. And it is of course Paul, Primetime Oyama, say your clocks, baby, and Adam the Coyote Collins.
Yeah, the new attitude Coyote Collins.
Yeah, wearing a shirt with like prints on it and stuff. And just being kind of loosey-goosey, liking it a lot.
I really like it.
They have a really fun dynamic.
They do. Yes, they do.
And we'll talk about something that
yes,
Andrew
I found this really, really good. Like,
yeah.
We'll get to it.
So round 1. Paul missed a Zoolander question. A center for ants.
Oh, Paul.
That hurt. John missed something about Madonna.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a League of Their Own question? No. I think it was.
Yes.
The League of Their Own
the League of Their Own, yeah.
All the Way May and whatever. Something about Shrek 2. Oh, because he said Shrek the Third.
The third, yeah. And there was a challenge in here, I believe.
Yes, that's my next note. There was a challenge where the question was about what franchise had something blah, blah, blah happen in it, whatever.
And it was the Karate Kid franchise.
And Greg Alba said the Karate Kid
4 or something.
Part 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
They accepted it initially. And then Winston kind of comes out like, I'm a challenge. And so he was like, no, you asked for the franchise. That's not the franchise. And I think that whatever they said in the question might have been specific to a certain movie in the franchise. And I guess the movie he wrote was not even the movie that it was referencing or something like that, which is kind of damning. If I'm understanding correctly, if that's what happened.
Yeah.
So he was like, no, you asked for the franchise and not a movie. And he gave you a movie title and it wasn't even the right movie title. So, they did uphold the challenge, and they took away the point from Greg.
Yeah, and I think Coy, who is an honorary manager, not...
Yeah, they weren't representing Quirky Mercs officially.
Yeah, they're not on the Mercs, but Freedom of the Season, Coy was allowed to manage them as an independent manager. Yeah. Not a part of the Mercs faction. And I think his rebuttal was like, he clearly knew it, and it's basically trying to cite benefit of the doubt. I think this is kind of a case where benefit of doubt would have come into effect, but since benefit of doubt is vastly different this season, and they were looking for a specific answer.
Yeah, they asked for a franchise, not a movie,
and he didn't even put the right movie, so it's like,
yeah. So I understand.
I get it.
It was kind of a downer moment.
Yeah.
You know, when you got the Real Rejects just being the Real Rejects and being funny and whatever. They were in good spirits anyways after. And I do love when Winston was making his challenge and Greg Albel like walks behind him. And they're like,
you're not allowed to be in another team's huddle.
Like, oh, like, I love the Real Rejects.
So good. I like at the beginning of the match, Greg. He's like, yeah, I'm glad that, we're getting back to fun and none of this screams trying too hard. I love their humor so much. And God, there was something else that they did too in round one. It was Greg was like, he was like, the answers are easy and this round is fun again. So
the questions are easier. Yeah. We get paid for our matches and it's fun again.
Yeah.
Anyways, John and Greg missed a question. Oh, both of them missed a question about a movie called Pitch Black. Adam got a perfect round.
Yeah.
And he got the bonus.
Ooh.
15-20 in favor of Coast to Coast. Round 2, the Real Rejects spin away from Kevin Smith, former faction mate.
Mm-hmm. Never met him. Was never able to meet him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well.
And they get Jackie Chan.
Ooh, love this category.
2-point miss, not stolen, because it was about some movie that made everybody go, what?
Yeah.
I forget, it was like the Chinese medallion or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
No, it was about a
artifacts that he was trying to find.
Yeah.
I thought it was called like the Chinese medallion or something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, this I think I got the same. I got all of them except for that one.
Yeah.
Because I love Jack Chan movies.
Yeah, he's pretty ballin'.
So like
I was hoping for more Rush Hour questions.
No, man. If you want, people are like, oh, vintage Jackie Chan is this. Like Rumble in the Bronx, people say is that like that's more American. If you want like vintage like prime Jackie Chan, I think I've said this before. It's the Police Story movies. Those are like. Yes, those are what all Jackie Chan's about because the choreography is so good and I love Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah, yeah, he's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Then they went to multiple choice one time, missed it, it got stolen. Coast to Coast spins Stephen King. They decided to stick with it. I didn't write anything further because I believe they got a perfect round 2, and I don't know check downs or whatever. So by the end of round 2, this 21-31 in favor of Coast to Coast. Round 3. This hurts.
This hurts. This really hurts.
2-pointer for the Real Rejects, 1970s. John decides to take it. Who played the part of Sandy opposite John Travolta's Danny Zuko in Grease.
Zuko.
And he like quickly and confidently said what? Michelle Pfeiffer. And I immediately like felt my soul exit my body. And I'm like, what? They said 70s and John Travolta. Because I thought it was a random guess.
Yeah.
I did not. I haven't seen Grease 2.
I think
I guess she's Sandy in Grease 2.
No, it's a completely different class and it's a different character. I think.
I don't know. I haven't seen any other Grease apart from the original Grease first one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I guess Michelle Pfeiffer was in another Grease movie.
Yeah, she's in Grease 2.
I don't know.
I think.
But yeah, I just went, oh, is this real life? Like I couldn't. I was heartbroken. Grease is one of the musicals I've probably seen 9 million times.
Yeah, like oh god, who was it? Was it Maxwell on TikTok? He was asking what your favorite like musical is, and like
Maxwell Haddad.
Yeah,
one of our broskies.
Yeah, no,
I don't think he watches this though.
Singing in the Rain, but very close second. Behind Singing in the Rain, it's Grease.
Yeah, in no particular order.
Yeah.
Grease, Singing in the Rain, West Side Story. Sound of Music.
Seven Brothers. I watched a lot with my mom.
Haven't seen that.
Good one. I really like it. What other musicals?
I know there's got to be at least 1 or 2 more that I'm not thinking of right now.
Oh, The Wizard of Oz.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cursed movie though.
Yeah.
If you've heard all the stuff that goes on in the background of that movie.
No, but yeah, I love musicals, especially that era of musical.
Yeah, I don't make them like that anymore. Gene Kelly, who out there is gonna do that? Dance with the Fever, literally. Yeah, in fake manufactured Milk Rain.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that anymore.
And dude was crushing it.
Yeah.
Man, that's Gene Kelly must have been raking in the ladies.
Singing in the Rain is like my...
Or, dude, I don't know.
Singing in the Rain is like my feel-good musical. Yeah. Like, when I just want to be... like, I'm sick. Good morning. My mom sang that to me every morning growing up. And she'd open the door and say, good morning. Good morning. I'm like, oh, that's like fuzzies. Warm fuzzies for me.
Something that I just sang to our daughter the other day, and it was from... It was from Singing in the Rain. Mm-hmm. Do you remember, I think it was, I don't know what point in the movie, but it was one of the times where you see Debbie Reynolds' character and she's singing in the background. And then you see the other girl who's the front, the
is this when they actually reveal her as the voice?
I don't remember. I haven't watched this movie in a very long time, but like it was one of those moments where you see Debbie Reynolds singing like behind a curtain and it shows you the girl. I don't remember her name in the movie, but the actual girl who's supposed to be singing that she's singing for. And it was that song I think it's called Would You? He holds her in his arms.
Oh, yeah.
I sang that to her the other day and she asked me to sing it again. It's such a cute little song. Like it's so adorable.
Nikki's not allowed to sing to our daughter in front of me because I will just turn to a puddle of tears.
One day she'll sing with me.
Then I'll.
We were singing Moana with her today. Make way, make way.
Oh, we got the new light LED interactive thing. Your parents got it for my birthday,
Andrew's birthday is this week. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, my mom got him. My mom is a huge proponent of Amazon wish list. She loves it.
She worked quick too because you just put it on my thing.
I just added that thinking like, I'm just kind of bookmarking this for the future, right? Boom, a couple days later, today, the day that we're recording this on Sunday, which by the way is my parents' 39th wedding anniversary. Hey. Congratulations to them. They don't watch this, but they gave you your present. And yeah, Andrew has, we have those LED lights, the strip lights that go behind your TV, and they sync up with like the colors of what's happening on the TV.
Oh, it's so cool.
I can't wait. When we're done in here, we're going to go out there and throw on a Star War because like, when the actual one that we got on Amazon, one of the reviews is a video that they show you what it looks like when it works. And they had a clip of Return when Vader first activates Luke's lightsaber. I see you constructed a new lightsaber. Yeah. And at first I was like, this is such a boring scene. Why would you pick this? Then Vader activates the lightsaber and like the green goes up and then the light from behind with
it's so cool.
Like at one point the lightsaber kind of waves across the screen and the green goes, If you don't know what we're talking about, look up those like LED TV lights.
We'll probably post a video on my TikTok.
It's so cool.
On my Twitter, and we'll like, hey, get this thing because it's so cool. Because we were watching Moana and because it's a very colorful movie.
It's a beautiful movie. I love Moana.
Oh my god, it's so cool. It's so cool. Like,
but I think it definitely needs to be nighttime. It needs to be dark.
Because
or we need to get curtains for our windows.
No, it has to be like almost. I think you get the best quality of it when the entire room is black, because then the only light coming in is from the TV.
Because there's like a camera that senses the colors of the TV.
You have to calibrate right to it, and like it reads the TV screen, and then it's real cool. It's so cool.
But like, it's so cool when they activate the lightsaber and the green like gets projected on your wall. And it like follows. Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, we like musicals. That's what we're really trying to say. So yeah, he did miss it because it was Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
In the original Grease, of course. And that ended a bit more abruptly than I thought it would. So with that, 21-31 in favor of Coast to Coast with a TKO.
I mean, we said it last week. We
all expected
this outcome.
No shade to the Real Rejects, of course.
But this was a classic Real Rejects.
Yeah.
Match.
Absolutely.
So lighthearted, so much fun.
Yeah.
They did better. They did really good in this first round.
Yeah.
What was the second round? They had like what? One miss-ish?
They had two misses. One 2-point and one multiple choice on Jackie Chan.
Yeah, so not the best second round.
I mean, it happens. But I mean, let me just stake this claim right here. They would absolutely knock me out in a match.
Yeah.
Even if they let me have double points for every single question, they'd still not TKO me. Guaranteed. At least a TKO.
Yeah.
So they're doing better than some of us.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I hate to say to be expected, but like, I'm not sure how many people would have like been like, no, the Real Rejects, they got this in the bag. Like, I'm going to go ahead and assume the Real Rejects don't like study.
Yeah.
They're there to have a good time. They make that very apparent. So and that's why we love to watch it.
It was a really good time because it wasn't only the Real Rejects bringing the jokes and the fun.
Yeah.
Coast to Coast was bringing it too because I love this new attitude but with Adam. It's a bit more freeing for him, not just, because we've said like a change of pace, a change of heart will help you if you're, your play, but like, it frees up his character a bit to be a little bit more of who I think he really is. Because I think we talked about this before. What Harloff will do with characters and things like that, it'd be like he'll latch on to a part of you that is there and then intensify it. My short heel stint, it was I can get a little heated talking about the Schmoedown sometimes, and that's a part of me that we discussed. Like, hey, let's just ramp that up a bit. Yeah, it's not like you're talking, throwing barbs at your opponent. It's just more like an air about you, like an attitude and things like that. And it worked for a little bit, but I like this new Collins, like, have fun, crack some jokes,
be awkward because aren't we all?
Yeah.
So yeah, and also there was that one. I don't remember if it was. I think it was round 3. No, they didn't have to answer anything in round 3. It must have been round 2 when they had some kind of a question where it was like, how many times has Robert Zemeckis directed Tom Hanks? Or whatever, and like Paul is quite clearly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Really in it, and he's like got a train of thought, and he's starting to take tallies of thinking, and you can clearly see him cycling through things in his head, and you see Adam kind of leaving him to his business.
Yeah,
and he's waiting to hear the countdown, and as soon as it gets to 3, 2, 1, repeat. So it was wonderful to see that kind of teamwork. Very subtle.
That is something I think newer, like especially new teams, when this is your first time playing, not a lot of them do that.
Yeah,
I thought that was such a small thing, but an amazing piece of team chemistry.
Yeah,
that you need. Especially when you're competing at a level, because like it's Paul that's trying to think of it. Adam is just doing his best to like he's watching the announcer like and
it wasn't because Adam like wouldn't know it. I think it was just kind of like Paul just kind of
he was on a train of thought.
A scent, like he's just trying to hunt down the answer. He just kind of it seemed like he got on the track to figure it out, and Adam was kind of like, rather than being like, what about this, hey, what about this,
leave him to
rather
his
than
devices.
distracting him, because I'm sure Adam was fully capable of getting that answer too. I think it was just Paul was just like, all right, I'm already thinking through everything, and Adam had the game sense to be like, I trust him. He's got this. I'm on repeat duty.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see that.
That was such a piece of like teamwork that I don't think is put on display a lot, because people always, like you'll hear people say like, oh, teams is basically singles with a friend. It's stuff like this that you really have to rely on each other, because we're not saying that Adam didn't know the answer.
Right.
It's just in that moment, Paul was closer to the answer than Adam was. This is me theorizing. I
mean, it definitely looked like Paul was absolutely scrolling through a Rolodex in his head.
Yeah,
and Adam recognized that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to distract you, but like, hey, how about this? How about this? Like, I'm like you said, I'm on repeat duty. I'll watch the announcers, let you get to the answer, and so you don't have to worry about going repeat the question. I'll be there for you. Go repeat the question.
And so I'm sure at the same time, Adam was probably trying to cycle through things in his head too. But that was his. People have roles in certain situations, and in that particular situation, they work together like perfect harmony with each other.
Such great chemistry, and it's one of those, again, like I said, one of those things that not everybody fully appreciates for the team's division.
Yeah, and I love that Andrew Guy picked up on it like that, and he actually mentioned it after, like that specific moment. He mentioned it after. I'm like, exactly. Like that was a little tiny detail. Very, very much appreciated, though. We love to see that kind of collaboration and teamwork.
Yeah.
So this team, suffice it to say, a little scary.
A little scary, yeah. But
they're both champs. So, and the fact that you're teaming up together is kind of like, uh-oh. So, we go to our post-match interview. The Real Rejects, they do their thing. Yeah. They are who they are, and we love them for that. Coast to Coast has their post-match interview, and the next thing you know,
we get a walkout from the Stars. Another one.
I'm here to schedule your appointment. And the stars come out. They got through an interview without saying don't trust anybody. So that's always a plus. But yeah, they come out and they're all like, hey, good job. You beat the Real Rejects.
What Excellent. A team to beat.
What a team to beat.
Unlike my guys who beat Zipper and another dude.
Gertler. Adam Gertler. Sean Gerber. I always, Adam Gertler. Sean Gerber.
Yeah.
Sean Gerber was the one that played in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Gertler, luchador mask.
Yes.
Woo. So anyways, they were like, good job. Excellent win. We want to play you now. Make an appointment with Mr. Irwin. And they're kind of like, yo, okay. So we're here. We're warmed up. Let's friggin' do it.
Yeah, so they accept the challenge. So they go back-to-back matches in one night.
Doubleheader.
Yeah.
You know? But we did get a cutscene in between. Gotta let him have a little breather, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we saw Shannon and Kaiser. And Shannon's all, hey man, there's a lot of shady stuff going on. And Kaiser agrees. Yeah, there's a lot of BS happening around here. It's don't like it at all. And Shannon's all like, hey man, if you ever need anything, Corruption's got your back. Okay. What? And then Kaiser's kind of like, you know what, man, if you need anything, the dungeon's got your back.
Ooh.
And they're like,
you backing up Corruption, baby girl?
I love Shannon. I definitely would.
Yep.
I know that I saw at least one person who was kind of like, wouldn't it be wild? Because we're always on plot twist duty in the Schmoedown, you know? So somebody was like, wouldn't it be wild if this whole like corruption, we're good now. We found the light is all is all an act, and they you know, get people like Kaiser to trust them, and maybe they get somebody else to do the same, and maybe somehow backstab them. Yeah. And they were corruption. It was, you know,
it was corruption all
along. And so
spoilers.
Sorry. But yeah, that would be wild.
It would be wild. That it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Because they were like, corruption is not exactly the name of a face faction.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if you turn face if you need a gigantic rebrand of like, we need to have a nice name now.
Yeah. I
don't know. But it is something fun to think about.
There was a good NWO team back in the WCW days.
WCW.
Wolfpack.
NWO. Remember that? Wasn't that a commercial?
I think so.
Anytime I hear that, that's exactly where my brain goes.
You don't remember the whole NWO wars of the WCW era? No? Yeah, there was the original NWO with Hogan and Nash, and then the Wolfpack came out and they had
Kevin Nash. That's a basketball player. That's Steve Nash.
That's Steve.
Kevin Nash is a wrestler.
Nash is a wrestler. Yeah, but then Kevin Nash went with Luther and Sting. Who else was in that group? Yeah, they were red and black. It was like black and white versus red and black.
Sting?
Yeah.
Nope. That's a singer for me. I doesn't register as a wrestler.
Yeah, it's like they had like the Wolfpack. Woo! It was like, oh, cool. Yeah, it was Wolfpack because it's
nice.
A wolf.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't know that. Doesn't sound familiar. I couldn't tell you wrestling eras. I just know that at one point it was called the WWF, and then Pandas took that name back. World Wildlife Federation or whatever it is.
Foundation. I think that their contract with them like expired or something like that. I don't know.
WCW, Monday Night Raw,
Monday Nitro,
Thursdays.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then WWF, when it was the F, bought WCW basically, and this giant corporation now.
Nope, it's all the same to me.
Yeah, it's wrestling's wrestling.
Although I did hear Stephanie McMahon is taking a step back.
Is she?
To focus on her family. I think I saw something like that on Twitter. You need a break at some point, right?
Did they have kids?
I assume.
I don't know.
No idea. Is she with Triple H in real life?
Yeah.
In real life?
In real life, yeah.
In IRL?
In IRL, yes.
Didn't know.
As far as I know.
I wasn't sure if that was like fully storyline or not.
Maybe that's why I keep getting wrestling TikTok. These devices are listening to me. Stop listening to me.
Yeah. It's creepy as hell. So anyways, that's where we left it. Corruption has Kaiser's back. The dungeon has Shannon's back. We'll take it at face value. and assume all parties are innocent and genuine. Our overcard. Our overcard. We have the appointment, which is representing the stars. They are made up of Mr. Irwin, Mr. Primetime, Big Time,
Mr. Irwin. Mr. Irwin to you.
And Slick Nick Hawley. They are taking on Coast to Coast, who we are familiar with. Just talked about them.
Love the name.
Paul Primetime Oyama.
Set your clocks.
And Adam the Coyote Collins. Ow! What if he came out and he was like, wow. Coyote's here and he's hungry, baby.
I know you watch the show, Adam.
Probably not anymore, but that'd be cool.
No, he's told us he watches.
That'd be crazy if he.
I need you to come out doing this.
Next match, Adam, just throw us one right quick. Doesn't have to be long. Just go, ow! And then we'll know, and we will have a hearty chuckle on our couch. Yeah. Round 1. Nick missed a question about Julia Roberts.
This was heartbreaking. Yeah,
that's rough.
I've been there before. It sucks. So
sucks.
You 100% know the answer. You just forget to write to 1 on the board.
He was the first one to reveal his answer. He obviously knows who Julia Roberts is, but he just kind of left off the S of Roberts, wrote Julia Robert, singular.
And Mark Ellis.
Eyes like a hawk.
That's why I love him on the
Hawk-eyed Mark Ellis.
Even though there's a line judge who's probably looking out for that.
Yeah.
Mark is so quick on it.
Yeah. And he had another moment like this too, except it wasn't seeing something, it was hearing something. Like, throw away that baby carrot's name, Mark Hawkeyes Ellis. Yeah. Because damn, he was quick. Yeah. But yeah, he was like, wait, what was that? They're really lucky he didn't like really erase his board really quick. Because I don't think he even realized what it was.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, honest mistake. You know the answer. You just like, you went, well, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Don't look at your board again. And then you turn your board around. Oh,
and it's like, oh, whoops.
Shoot, 2 1s not on there.
Yeah. So unfortunately, they did not give him the point, which...
It sucks.
As much as it sucks, I understand, and I believe that that's probably the correct ruling.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't do that, people love to talk about precedents being established, and you got to be consistent in the way you enforce your rules. So I do believe that was the right call to make.
Yeah, I know. And Mr. Irwin wanted to challenge, but then they looked over to Roxy, and Roxy's like,
I think Roxy's very well versed in the rule book.
She's like, it's not gonna fly out your mouth. Just let it go.
Let it go. Frozen. And he also missed a question about Halloween, the movie. Everybody else, Mr. Irwin and Paul and Adam all got perfect rounds, and they all got the bonus. So by the end of round 1, it's 19-22 in favor of Coast2Coast. Round 2, the appointment goes first. They spin Batman, and they decide to stick with it.
Batman.
And I feel like I heard some people were like, didn't line on Batman. How did they miss that? There's like a metal tongue.
Yeah.
Like
there's a flap.
Tick thing. Flap that, the
the thing that stops the wheel.
Like that red arrow. That's not what they're going by. It's like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Like there's a
flap.
Flap that, So, and I had to look really closely too. And I'm like, hey, that's not Batman. But then I saw the metal thing and it was. So, because I saw some people like, how did nobody miss that? How did they miss that?
No,
like,
you're just not paying attention.
I don't think they missed it. I think that it's just hard to see that metal flap if you're not knowing what you're looking for. If I'm not mistaken. If I am, I guess that at me or whatever. They went to multiple choice one time and they got it right. Batman, Mask of Phantasm or whatever.
Good movie.
Coast to Coast spins Robert Zemeckis. Oh, maybe this was the one where they did the whole thing where they had to. Robert Zemeckis directed Tom Hanks. Maybe that was this match.
Maybe that was that this match? I don't know.
Because I think it was Robert Zemeckis directing Tom Hanks. I don't know. It's convenient that they played twice. It happened in one of the matches. Yeah. So I don't know if it was this one or the other one.
So it was this one. Take that conversation we just had like 15, 20 minutes ago and plop it right here.
Do a little snippet.
I'm not doing the work, so do it mentally.
Do it in your mind. Go back to that timestamp and then meet us back here when you're done. By the end of round 2, they went to multiple choice one time and they got it right. 28-31 in favor of Coast to Coast. Round 3, 2-pointer for the appointment. Martin Scorsese, Nick takes it. Kristen Milioti plays Jordan Belfort's first wife, Teresa, in what 2013 film starring Leonardo DiCaprio? Ow! The The Wolf of Wall Street. Got it right. 3-pointer for The Appointment. Morgan Freeman. Mr. Irwin is obviously going to field this one. Morgan Freeman was in 2 films in 1995. 7 and Hot. Outbreak. I think he got it like that. Didn't even have to think about it. It was right there. 2-pointer for Coast to Coast. 1990s. Adam takes it. What is the subtitle of the second Ace Ventura film? When Nature Calls. I like that one better than the first one. Don't add.
I'm adding you. You're crazy.
No.
I'm not saying that When Nature Calls isn't a hilarious movie. It's a hilarious movie, but it's...
If you put both those movies in front of me, I'm not even going to think twice about throwing the first one out the window and watching the second one. I'm not going to like stomp on it or anything, but I'm definitely going to pick the second one.
I will say the second one is fully aware of what it is.
Exactly.
But I prefer the first.
Agree to disagree. And be wrong. 3-pointer for Coast to Coast. Comedies. Paul takes it. What 2008 comedy remake featuring Alan Arkin and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson featured the line, "Missed it by that much." Get smart. Got it right.
I just remember what we always do that.
Yeah, what is that from?
I missed it by that much. It was an Archer show. Reference.
Okay.
I can't remember what episode.
We haven't watched that show in a long time. Yeah, whenever I hear "Missed it by that much," that's the voice that happens in my head.
Yeah,
I think you're right. It's an Archer reference. Good show. Fun times.
Yeah, we got to catch up on it.
Get smart. Pretty sure you got it right. 5-pointer for The Appointment.
Ooh, this...
Ramis and the Reitmans. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ivan Reitman directed which 1990s comedy that features David Schwimmer, Allison Janney, Tamora Morrison, and Amy Sedaris? Okay, another challenge.
Yeah.
Hotly debated. Nick takes the lead on submitting the answer, and he goes 6 days and 7 nights. And then Mr. Irwin is kind of like 6 days, 7 nights.
Yeah.
And Mark Hawk ears Ellis at this point. Goes, what? I need a final answer.
We need a final answer here.
And Mr. Irwin was kind of like 6 days, 7 nights. And
yeah, and I think also Andrew Guy kind of jumped in before that. Like,
a big 5 points.
Yeah, and Mark's like, no, we need a final answer here because what's your answer? Both of you are saying 2 different things.
Yeah.
We need something.
So they submitted 6 days, 7 nights. And Winston, no, I'm going to challenge that.
Yeah.
So what Winston was saying was that Winston said that asking for a final answer, to his knowledge, isn't in the rule book anymore. And that was something more for the digital era, the digital space. The ruling was that both teams were going to retain their challenge, and then a new question was going to be asked.
So I'm not 100% in favor of this decision.
Yeah.
Because I think what really like put a wrench in it was Andrew Guy jumping in and going, ooh, big 5 points. I think if Guy doesn't do that, then they get the points anyways, because it is a lot like because it's not like final answer isn't in the rule book, but there is somewhere in there that if the people on the desk need clarification, they'll ask you to repeat your answer again or try to get something as close to a final answer as possible. So if something like that does come up, because we need to be flexible, the judge will ask, I need you to submit a final answer here. Sure. Just to be sure. So if I think that if Andrew Guy doesn't jump in, then the final answer thing has to be implemented. I would have just given him the points because...
Yeah, and Roxy made the ever-present argument of there's no other movie called 6 Days and 7 Nights, so clearly he demonstrated the knowledge. Yeah. It's a very benefit of the doubt kind of argument, which I respect because she's right.
Yeah. I'm just going off of like Ethan immediately corrected him. And then when they were asked for a final answer, they gave their final answer.
Yeah.
And the final answer was correct. So I would just give them the points at that. And luckily, again, the new question was asked. They got it right. So it's a wash.
Yeah.
Almost. So.
Yeah. 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 Because I don't know. I know that the line judges and everybody, when they're making their ruling, they do what they truly believe is in the best interest of being fair and all that kind of stuff. It would be like, I don't know. Like, this is one of those challenges where it's like, what if it did determine the outcome of the match and it was affected? Like, what if they missed
their re-asking of the match?
I don't know. Like, what? I don't know if this could have changed the outcome because it all would have hinged on whether or not Coast to Coast got their answer right. But it would have been heartbreaking if, I mean, I know we haven't said at the Coast2Coast wins, but like, I don't, had after all of that, they get a new question, they get that one right. And then if Coast2Coast had missed, that would have sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure that really, I don't know that this could have affected the outcome, because had they missed their new question, then it would have kind of been like a, well, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Luckily, we haven't seen a situation where, unless you're actually, where the ruling actually flips.
Yeah.
Then like that's the total outcome.
Yeah.
So I'm in the camp of just let him have the points. They clearly know what the answer was. Mr. Irwin immediately corrected him.
Yeah.
So,
and it would be the same as if somebody's playing by themselves. They say something. I know people bring up the whole Rooster Cogburn thing. I think that might be a little bit of a different type of situation slightly, but that would be the same as if, you know, it was like, hey,
who's Luke Skywalker's father?
Who's Luke Skywalker's father? And you're like,
Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
No.
Obi-Wan. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. It's Anakin.
Yeah.
It would be the same as a single person like, wait, no, what am I talking about? It's this.
Yeah.
And so, Mr. Irwin jumped in pretty quick.
Yeah. There was like no, like, there's nothing in between that. It goes 6 days and 7 nights. 6 days, 7 nights. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that he caught it quickly enough to where I would be okay. I would have been okay with them just giving them.
Yeah, I would just give them the
sticking
points.
with that question. Yeah. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It didn't affect the outcome of the match, luckily.
Yeah.
So, you know, they got a new question in the category of the Ramus and the Reitmans. And it was, which Jason Reitman directed film featured performances from J.K. Simmons, Judy Greer, and Adam Sandler? Men, women, and children. Hold on. Oh, okay. Because I saw somebody who was like, actually, it's men, women, children. I just looked it up, and there's definitely an ampersand. There's definitely an and.
Yeah.
So it is men, women, and children.
Children, yeah.
Unless the internet's wrong, and I'm looking
the Google machine didn't do it correctly.
I'm looking at IMDb, and it has men, women, and children. That person's not watching this show probably, but I'm saying it out loud, and now I feel better about it. So, yeah. So they got it right. And now we go to Coast2Coast for their 5-pointer, musicians in film. Which Dan Aykroyd film, directed by John Landis, features performances from Aretha Franklin, James Brown, and Wilson Pickett. After a couple of repeats, getting a little nervous. Blues Brothers 2000. What? Right. They got it.
Oh, man.
38-41 in favor of Coast2Coast. Wild
match.
My goodness, exciting, you know, twists and turns. You know, close. There are definitely some things that could be tightened up.
Yeah, it's for on the appointment side. It's like there's certain things that like could have gone different ways had things been polished up. Thankfully, again, that little slip up in the second round didn't cost them the match.
Slip up in the second round?
In the last round with that whole challenge with the the title and things like that. But like, yeah, there's definitely things that need to be worked on that part. But like Coast2Coast is like, oh man, like this was a team that we definitely like, oh, you're putting two former champions together.
Yeah.
Two really like, and there's both of these guys. I don't think we haven't even talked about this. These are the two guys that in their rookie season went undefeated to meet Dan Murrell and take the belt off of him.
Really?
Oyama went undefeated, I believe, to meet Dan Murrell, take the belt off of him, and then defend it against Jeff Snyder. And then Collins, everybody remembers Adam Collins' story.
Oh, yeah.
How could you not? Out of obscurity.
Yeah.
Knocking people out left and right.
Like, who is this guy?
Undefeated in the tournament and takes it off of Dan Murrell and Spectacular.
Yeah.
So these are, like, we said it's like everybody's predicting this team to be a thing. And, poof, yeah.
Oh, they a thing, all right. They
are a thing, all right, man. Yeah, it's a good team.
They're scary, for sure. I think that the appointment, maybe it's just a matter of this. We were talking about it, and we're talking out of our butts here.
Yeah,
you know, it's all just kind of thinking out loud. Yeah, we kind of were wondering, could this be a situation where maybe character work kind of got in the way a little bit.
Yeah.
Like maybe, you know, I'm out here, I gotta look too cool because I'm on the stars and I'm a bad guy. You know, you wonder if maybe you're more concerned with saying something about Mr. Irwin and maybe it kind of just
in the short span of a couple of seconds, you know the answer, but then you forget to write an S.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could
and just
be
don't
wrong.
realize it. Yeah.
Could be completely wrong. But you wonder, and I've noticed that when Nick's in character, he kind of has this rhythm of speaking. He kind of always talks like this, you know, 6 days and 7 nights. So
and again, it makes sense to say it in that rhythm.
Yeah.
6 days. Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, could be talking out of my ass right now. But, you know, one can wonder that, you know, there have been times in the past that character work is just
completely
like, wow,
overrides.
you are just throwing yourself, you know, off a ledge here. Like
Atchity with the whole
Ashley
buzzers.
and Gray Drake with the Rocky and Bullwinkle thing.
Yeah. It's like, dude, just say the answer.
That's just a clear example of getting in your own way. I don't know if these two, because these were two very, very small slip ups.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. And if I'm wrong, sorry, but just thinking out loud. But yeah, it's an easy thing to tighten up because obviously he knew the answers.
Oh, yeah.
Quite obviously.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff has happened to the best of us. So it's no knock on him. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And if you haven't yet, you're gonna one day.
Yeah.
None of us are perfect. So they are a powerhouse team too.
Yeah. No.
Maybe just tightening a couple bolts here and there, you know, but no doubt that we're going to be seeing a lot more appointments. Going to have a full schedule, maybe a couple overbooks. Am I right?
Yeah.
So
I'm not worried. Not that I'm worried, but I'm like, I have no doubts that, you know, the appointment will come to play when tournament season comes around. You have plenty of time to, you know, tighten some bolts up when tournament season comes around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would be scary for sure. Both of these teams would be scary in a tournament,
especially since the team's titles will be put on the line 5 more times this season. You're gonna get your opportunities. These
are two teams to absolutely worry about and watch out for. Coast to Coast. Wow. Yeah,
like we already said it enough. Like these are again 2 former champions. Both took the belt off of Merle, the greatest player ever to do it ever in the history of the Schmoedown. So it's like we already know what these two are capable of, and to put them together, it's like, oh man,
wow, okay,
because they have some really like obscure like pulls that I've heard them pull before. I'm like, how, Paul's all of like what 23, and it's like, how do you know that much about that movie?
That still exists. I remember when I was 23.
Yeah, me too.
Do I? But yeah, no. I can't wait to see. I don't know. Have we had any clues as to who they're going to play next? If we have, they've flown past my head.
Yeah.
But I am very interested to see who they play because
they in one night they went from their debut to 2-0.
Right. So like, sure, your first match you debut against the Real Rejects, but then you went on to beat a team that half of it is Ethan Irwin. Yeah. So
former two-time champion Nick Harley is coming from the FCL, who's
doing real well.
Doing real well.
So it's only climbing the mountain from here. So I'm interested to see who they could face. Who knows? We know we got Danger Zone running around out there now. So who knows? They might be. Well, they have their number 1 contender thing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like before with the teams division, it's like who we can't find number 1 contenders for some reason, but now we got
plenty of potentials.
Now we get plenty of potentials, especially with Coast to Coast being 2-0. Who else is out there? Danger Zone's out there. We have the appointment.
You got the one that's JTE and Paul Preston.
Yeah, Class Acts, I think that they're called. Something like that.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that team.
Sorry.
We have so many more teams now. So and we're the season's in full swing.
Yeah.
So we have plenty of people. It's like, because at first I was like 5 more times, really? But then who's gonna compete? Now we have all
these guys.
Yeah, these guys. All these teams are out now. So it's like, well, there it is. So it's just a matter of getting more matches to these people, and it's one of these teams where it's like, oh, when I first heard Oyama and Collins are going to be a team, it's like, ooh, that's going to be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. Both not LA
not
based.
in LA based. One's all the way in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I would like to see what a study session is with Paul Oyama all the way in his own little time zone in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
True.
So it's like, ooh. Yeah. So, yeah, there's plenty more teams that can come challenge for the belt. So
at this point, yeah, I don't think we're going to have too much of a problem put together a tournament and finding us a number one contender. That would be scary. So, and then after, we had a cutscene. We've got Kevin and Mike. Kevin, the Smasher Smets, and Mike, the Killer Kalinowski.
A much different type of cutscene between these two.
Yeah, normally it would be like they're getting ready to like knock each other out.
In your face, like,
Kevin's doing his thing, just kind of
doing like what Kevin always does.
Love it.
In a room by himself, pacing.
Love it.
Punching walls.
Hoodie up. Love it. Smash it, going smash. And then Mike walks in, and Mike's kind of like, "What are we doing, man? What are we doing here? We're two of the best. Two of the best ever do this." And Kevin's all talking about how when he was gone and fighting his own fight, that all he thought about was coming back and getting that belt. And not only getting that belt, he wanted it to be from Mike. He wanted it to be with Mike.
I know that feeling.
So I know the only thing he thought about was getting the belt back, but he wanted it to be Mike when he had his chance. So, and Mike's like, well, I would like to defend this belt for the fourth time. So Mike's looking to defend for the fourth time. Kevin's looking to reclaim what he believes to be his. So they both have things they're trying to accomplish. Yeah. So how about we just go out there and we just give him a show?
Give him a show.
So a different kind of dynamic than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think they're trying to turn Mike face.
Unless it's all one big smoke screen.
Yeah.
But assuming it's not, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. It is just two top contenders.
Everybody can't be bad guys.
Yeah. It's, friendly competition, and you know the history between these two. I mean, and we've been since Mike lost it to Kevin, we've wanted to see a rubber match. We wanted to see Mike versus Smets 3 to settle the score.
Right, because right now it's 1-1, right? Mm-hmm. So I can't wait for that match.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
wild
slugfest.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's this week, right?
Maybe.
Yes, it is this week.
Okay,
I think it is. Oh man, we're gonna be
watching it in a
hotel room.
Nice.
Oh, unless we get some people together,
have a watch party.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we'll have to see. We'll have to text people. Text the Roonies. We'll see what happens. But yeah, very excited for that match.
It's gonna be awesome.
So yeah,
we're not picking. Because we did Kiss of Death over here.
Yeah.
So.
Both cool guys. Love them both.
Love both.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know what's going on with the undercard. Do we ever really fully know?
We don't really ever know. Especially now with things. This week was really different with challenge right off the bat. We've been seeing a lot of those lately. Like, oh, you're in studio. Let's go.
Let's throw down, bro.
Throw down. So yeah, it's gonna be. I can only imagine that title match is this week.
Maybe. I don't know. But we're careening towards June.
Yeah.
That means we're getting to the midpoint. We're approaching collision season.
Collision is right around the corner whenever they're planning on having that.
Exactly.
It's going to be there. So.
And that's basically the midpoint of the season. So I imagine things are going to start ramping up here because we haven't seen a huge amount of title matches across divisions.
Yeah.
So we're going to reach the midpoint.
Mm-hmm. We've seen two singles title matches, a team's title match, and that's pretty much it, right? 3 matches? Because we haven't seen the IG belt on the line. We haven't seen the Star Wars belt on the line. And well, that's
Star Wars belt isn't on a line right now.
Yeah.
But my God, at this point last season, that's how many times you had played for the belt. Yeah. Alone.
So glad we did it that way.
Well, actually, I don't know. I think your third match was I don't remember.
Yeah, my third match was Collision.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. So funny how. But I'm excited because Collision's always a good time.
Yeah.
Gonna be interesting to see what belts go on the line, what other matches get thrown in. Very excited. Mm-hmm. And this Kalinowski Smets match, whoa, it's gonna be fire, as the kids say, as the Zoomers out there would say, with their bucket hats.
Yeah.
So and their crop tops all over the place. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
very
good.
much so.
It's gonna be real good.
Can't wait to see it. Yeah. No knock on you guys if you like crop tops, bucket hats.
Anyways, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show here. Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta. Where can they find you online?
Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Dimmy, DIMMMYYY.
As for me, Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA, and on TikTok at Rogue Leader Drew. If you listen to this on audio form, please follow the feed and rate us.
And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell icon in the lower right-hand corner. See, we do things on the YouTube.
Which is, of course, Radcast on Friday sometimes. I don't know if we're going to get one up this week. We'll see. We can try to.
Maybe tomorrow night?
Yeah, we can, because we have to record before we leave, obviously.
Yeah.
And also, we wrapped up our Road to Star Wars Celebration, because Celebration is this week.
Oh boy! Oh my!
So catch us at Star Wars Celebration if you're going there, guys. Come say hi
and wash your hands. Please.
Yeah, because there are restrictions on week like
no hugging.
No hugging. I'm like, you're expecting me not to hug these people
when I haven't seen them.
When I haven't seen
how
them
long?
In a long time.
I'm gonna be hugging people, but if you have any symptoms, I will slap you in the face. Especially if you try to hug me with symptoms. I'm not getting sick.
Let's take this outside so I can hug you. Because the people they're not allowed to like shake hands and
no handshaking.
You have to wear
hugging.
your mask the entire time, which is
If I hear the slightest sniffle, I'm drop kicking you out of my way. So,
but we did wrap that up last week. We had on Thomas Harper again. Apologies for what happened. I don't know what happened. The footage got lost and. It got correct, like something.
I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. But
did it the same way as every other one. Andrew was a wild beast the night that he could not find or could not make this footage.
Yeah,
work.
and we recorded everything well in advance so I can avoid stuff like this. But it happens sometimes. I do apologize that it happened to everybody that was watching, and of course to Thomas as well.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that happened. But we like the professional I am. I recorded on the Roadcaster, so we had the audio. I had it backed up and. We were able to get the episode out, but it was a very fun episode.
Yeah.
And go back and watch all the rest of them too, because it's a lot of fun conversations. If you're on a plane like we are for 6 hours, there you go. Download all of them.
You're
listen
welcome.
to them, watching them on your plane
Get
flight
hyped
over.
up for Star Wars and whatever.
Because it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get out there.
Oh my
Can't
God.
wait. It's gonna be so much fun. So yeah, if you are out there at Celebration, come say hi. And it's gonna be a busy week because, like we said, who do we hang out with? We got
There's so many people.
that we want to
options.
hang out with. So many new people that I want to hang out with. We'll see, but yeah.
And Nerd Chronic, we've been talking about going to dinner for years now. We're gonna do it this time.
Yeah, we're gonna do it this time.
We've been talking about like Korean barbecue for years.
We're finally gonna get around to doing it.
We're gonna try to do it this time.
Yeah, this guy has a birthday while we're out there. So
birthday boy,
birthday man, birthday daddy,
birthday daddy.
Bring it back.
Happy birthday, birthday daddy. Born on Star Wars Day, May 25th. It's like it was destiny.
It was destined.
Yeah. Star Wars birthday daddy. On that note,
thank you for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you guys next time.